Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's literally changing the game for medical technology. We're looking at the MyLORECa digital ecosystem. And, this isn't just an update, it's a total transformation of hearing rehabilitation. We're finally moving away from that rigid, old-school clinic model and stepping right into a modern, remote-first experience that actually puts the patient front and center.
But before we get into the cool tech, let's take a step back and ask, why is getting proper hearing care right now so incredibly full of friction? Hearing loss impacts hundreds of millions of people worldwide, right? Yet, crazy enough, a lot of folks wait years before getting help. The hardware has gotten way better over the decades, for sure, but the actual process of getting and maintaining that care, well, it's still surprisingly tough. Think about traditional care. It requires constant physical visits. If your earpiece needs just a tiny tweak, you've got to book an appointment, travel all the way there, and basically sit in a waiting room reading magazines from 5 years ago. It creates these massive geographic and mobility barriers. Think about elderly patients who might struggle with getting around, or people living in rural areas who are literally hours away from the closest audiologist. Access to that crucial follow-up care is severely bottlenecked. So, that brings us to our first main point. Introducing MyLORECa. To fix those massive accessibility issues, we need a solid digital bridge. And MyLORECa isn't just a physical device, it's an entire mobile ecosystem. We're talking seamless Bluetooth connectivity, taking hearing tests, and managing different listening programs all straight from a smartphone. That is a massive shift, honestly. It takes the power out of the clinic and puts it right securely into the patient's daily life. And it creates a genuinely empowering experience. Users can easily hop between environments like indoor or outdoor, or even run a quick hearing test just by tapping a button when they hear a tone. Plus, diving into the advanced settings, they can actually see their own audiograms. They can tweak things like automatic gain control, tone down the feedback, and adjust specific frequency bands. It's kind of like having a soundboard, but it's super intuitive, so you don't need a medical degree to figure out the acoustics. All right, let's move on to the next big piece of the puzzle, the power of remote care. Now, giving users control is fantastic, but at the end of the day, these are medical devices, so professional oversight is absolutely crucial. Here's where the remote fitting feature comes in. Say you're having an issue. You just submit a request explaining what's going on, then an audiologist or an ENT specialist reviews it and actually sends professional adjustments to your earpiece from miles away. The new settings just sync right back to the hearing aid. It completely cuts out those unnecessary clinic visits while keeping the medical standards sky high. But it's really not just about zipping data back and forth. A huge part of successful hearing aid adoption is education and continuous support. Using secure video communication, professionals can give targeted guidance and help with daily troubleshooting. If someone is struggling to get used to their new device on, say, day 3, they don't have to wait an entire month for an appointment. They get immediate, secure support, which, as you can imagine, does wonders for a patient's long-term confidence. Which leads us perfectly into our next section, benefits for everyone. Because honestly, this whole ecosystem isn't just a huge win for patients, it completely changes the game for the medical providers too. Think about the traditional systems for a second. They are, frankly, a bit of a tangled, clinic-centric mess, relying heavily on face-to-face adjustments and all these separate, clunky scheduling systems. Very inefficient. But the MyLORECa approach pivots to this sleek, streamlined digital model. It uses mobile app integration for everyday device management, remote adjustments when needed, and most importantly, it wraps it all into one integrated experience on a single platform, complete with that secure video chat. So for the pros, the ENTs and audiologists out there, this translates into some incredibly tangible workflow upgrades. The platform basically simplifies the whole follow-up process and makes clinical workflows super efficient. Doctors can communicate so much better with their patients, ensuring real continuity of care. Plus, audiologists can actually do remote hearing assessments and securely manage digital audiograms. That saves a ton of clinical time and ultimately lets them help way more people. And on the flip side of the equation, the benefits for the patients are just profound. We're talking ultimate convenience here. With smartphone-based control, patients aren't just stuck wearing a static medical device. They're actively personalizing what they hear. And just knowing they have remote professional support literally sitting in their pocket, that brings some serious peace of mind. If anything feels off, their doctor is just a quick, secure connection away.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit for our final section, the future of hearing.
We've seen where the tech is sitting right now, but digital healthcare is moving at just breakneck speed. Looking ahead, hearing care is going to evolve way past simple remote adjustments. We're heading straight toward baking artificial intelligence and predictive analytics right into these platforms. Imagine this, a cloud-based system that doesn't just wait for you to complain about an issue, but actually uses continuous remote monitoring to predict when you need an adjustment before you even notice. It's about creating a highly proactive, totally personalized rehab experience.
And LORECa's whole goal here extends way beyond just building hardware. As their mission statement really highlights, they're striving to build a smarter, more connected ecosystem, one that seamlessly marries advanced tech with truly patient-centered care. Ultimately, it's a massive, collaborative effort to improve the quality of life for millions of people.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with something to chew on. We've just seen how a single digital platform can completely tear down those old barriers of physical clinics and geography. So as these digital tools keep breaking down walls across every field of medicine, how do you think remote tech will reshape the way you and the people you care about experience healthcare in the future? It's pretty wild to think about. Thanks so much for exploring this fascinating shift with me. Keep questioning, and we'll see you next time.